everything can come at us at the same time. It feels like we're going crazy because we have no control and we can't do anything about the situation. That's why today I woke up and the first thing I did was make my bed, brush my teeth, and meditated. I reminded myself that I do have control of my life, no matter how small it is. Doing these small acts will remind us how much control we do have in our lives, no matter how small it is. Every choice we make has the biggest impact in our lives, no matter how small or big. So it's useful to remind us of the control we do have, even if it is doing something that might not directly benefit us right away. Because you could be doing technically everything right in life. You could be waking up every single day, making your bed, brushing your teeth, drinking water, taking care of yourself, eating 3 times a day, going to the gym, reading a book. You could be doing that every single day. And still, your life can feel fucked up. You can maybe be asking yourself, why is this going on? Why is my life still fucked up? Why do I still feel depressed? I'm doing everything right. But it's just the way it goes sometimes. Like I'm saying. We have control and we don't. And we can't control sometimes what happens to us. But we can't control what we do. And even though it may seem small and it may not benefit you right away, just think about it like this. I cleaned my bed today, so that's one less stress I can have on top of my whole day. Because even though it's just a small thing, having an unclean bed can even send you into a spiral when you come back home. Because there's all these negative things that happen to you, and seeing your bed unclean is just the last thing that sends you off. I was talking in the last video, I was just telling you how I was trying to change my mind state into being less hopeless and depressed, and going into, every day is a brand new day. Every day we can change of who we are and what we can do. And it really has been helping me. I've been able to take care of myself. Sometimes it's really hard to take care of myself, especially in depressive episodes. And opening myself to the idea that there is change really does help. Because when you're in a depressive episode, you feel like there is no change, there is no help, there is no this, that, and also feeling like you lost control. That's why I encourage you to do these small acts of control, to reinstate, I do have control of my life. Yes, horrible shit happens to me that I never saw coming, and I get overwhelmed, and I can't understand, and I can never have controlled or figured out my life. But this means it's still not there. We can control how we respond to situations as well. I don't know. It's just been helping me and making me more productive, because I can't lie to y'all. I am in a depressive episode. I am probably in one of my most worst points in my life right now. And I do feel hopeless. But just trying to do things to get me out of it, because I don't want to feel that way. I don't think anyone wants to feel that way, no matter how much they tell you. And so just finding ways to help myself, and then just doing this. What I've been saying, just getting up and being like, okay, today's a brand new day. I can change something that I've been hyper-analyzing the past few days. What can we change today? What can I do today? Also, setting a list on my phone of to-do list. Also, it helps me. Sometimes it backfires, because if I don't do something right, I'm going to hyper-analyze. Oh, I didn't do that right. But that's not the point. The point of the list is not to give you more stress. It's to organize yourself, and also learning to give yourself lenience, even if you don't complete the list. Complete everything on the list. Like I said, every day is a brand new day. You can always pick up the list again tomorrow. Having this mentality really helped me, get out of bed and even be able to do anything. And I wanted to share it with y'all, because I don't know if you may be going through a similar situation, but I want you to know that you're not alone. And it may feel like you don't have control in your life, but you do. Even by the smallest things. There's many choices we can make in this life. And every choice in this life, eventually comes to a greater outcome. We don't know what that is, we don't know what that could be, but it all leads to something. Everything leads to something, no matter how small or big. But remembering that our choices lead up to that. So we can choose to be riding alone. We can choose to be shunned out from people. We can choose to continue to be hopeless. We can choose to exercise our anger in unhealthy ways. We can choose to continue to feel like this. We can choose to not do anything at all. You can choose that. But at the end of the day, that's still your choice. That's still you having control of your life. You can control if you even want to help yourself, or if you even want to continue to progress in yourself. I think that's what gets us a lot about depression. That makes us feel hopeless. And one thing to conquer that is just to constantly remind yourself that you do have control, and you are a conscious human being who is aware of their actions and can plan accordingly. I don't know. I just want to get on here again just to emphasize that every day is a brand new day. Don't bash yourself if you can't get everything done in one day. There's always another day. And I know sometimes we can be like, oh, well, what if this happens? We can catastrophize ourselves. What if this happens tomorrow? What if this happens tomorrow? If it happens, it happens. You don't know. That's the thing. You're never going to know. But what's the point of worrying about something that may never happen? You don't know. We can't know. So how could you know that it might happen? At that point, you live in a false reality rather than the one you're living in, because you're thinking about other scenarios that may never happen, and also what something totally unexpected happens, So being open to change, and that's what this mindset is. It's being open to starting brand new, because that is what eventually is going to get you out of this depressive episode. Being okay with change and relearning that you have power in your life and that you are still alive. You have a consciousness. You have love. You have emotions. You have anger. You have sadness. You have every single emotion living inside of you. Even if you can't find your happiness, it's still there. It never left. It can't leave. I don't know. Maybe I can't speak for everybody, but I know for me, is that my emotions are super prevalent in my life. And sometimes I feel an extreme, maybe extreme happiness, extreme sadness. And I know that whatever I'm feeling for now, I won't feel for long. Feelings are always passing through you. We can never be happy all our lives. We can never be sad all of our lives. We can never be angry all of our lives. We can never be in love all of our lives. You can't. And that's what's beautiful about being human, is that we can change. We can go through so many different things. It's kind of the horrific beauty of it. It just makes you more alive and more you than ever. So, don't bash yourself up when things get too overstimulating and it feels like you have no control and it feels like you're hopeless. Maybe your day sucked. Maybe everything bad is happening that day. Just go home. Rest. Stop everything. Just relax and start tomorrow. Because obviously, today's not your day. And it's gonna happen. There's gonna be a lot of days that aren't your day. But if you make a constant effort to plan for the next day and to make tomorrow your day, even if it's just eating your favorite food. Or like I said, like doing the small things, making your bed, brushing your teeth, taking care of yourself, grounding yourself, meditating. You will have a much more fruitful life. You will have a much more enjoyable life, a much more lovelier life. Because not only are you embracing change, you're embracing all the love that comes with it. But there is something that comes with embracing everything. Because you're also embracing the sadness. You're embracing the anger. You're embracing the pain that comes with everything. But as long as you know that, and when you start to embrace life instead of running away from it, and you accept every emotion it gives you, you'll learn to start being yourself.